showcase a nice shirt for you guys, the famous shirt, the shirt that started it all for me. And I'm about to show you a clip of Trudeau being the person who is so well deserving of the moniker that the Canadians have given him of F Trudeau. It's a very simple one, but it's close to everybody's hearts. I just got to bring you to the store quick before I show you that, and show you that we got the sold not for sale clothing going on. My mouse is huge right now for some reason. We got hoodies, we got shirts, we got t-shirts, we got women's v-necks. What else do we got, guys? We got mugs as well. We got children's sizes tank tops for the summertime because it is getting hot out there. Very, very hot out there. Never mind me wearing a hoodie. That's just what I do and what I love. But every single person who's purchased something, please allow me to thank you. You have no idea how much it means to me. And if you're thinking about it, please do so with the 10% off code, which is I am Coach Colin, all one word. I am Coach Colin. Let's get into the video. Let me close this here. Pull this up. Justin Trudeau is furious. He's furious that parents in America are boycotting corporate brands that are forcing transgender ideology on customers and children. He's furious that they're banning gender-affirming care or gender-affirming surgery on children. He is furious they're banning drag queen story time in preschools. Very odd things to be mad about. Let's hear what he has to say about this. It's really quick, but it just shows so much of who this guy is. Clown.
It's scary to see what's happening in the United States, whether it's 2S LGBTQI plus rights that are...
Whoa, he just said that really smooth. Let's just go back really quick. That was really, really smooth the way he just said that.
States, whether it's 2S LGBTQI plus rights that are constantly being attacked. My government will never let it happen. My government will always stand up unequivocally for women's rights, for 2S LGBTQI plus rights. It's scary.
Yeah, no more black rights. That's out. That's out. Forget about black rights anymore. They used to bring up the black rights first. They'd be like, people of color. Now they're just like women and LGBTQ AISL B694 plus first. And you know what? He always says this. My government will never let it happen. And Jordan Peterson actually had something to say about that as well. He actually reposted it and he said the same thing. My government, that sums it up perfectly, because that's exactly how this guy is. He really sees it as his government, because that's not what it is. The person who gets elected as a PM or a president, that's not how it goes. It's not your government. It's always the people's government. Always the people. That's why the people are the ones who appoint the people into positions. It's never your government. But for somehow, this guy has it in his head that it's his government. And you can see by the way he's treated Canadians that that's exactly what he thinks. That's exactly what he thinks. Throughout the pandemic, even before the pandemic, because I've been keeping an eye on that since beforehand, and after the pandemic. He really views it as his country. He really views it as his government. You know, that's why Canadians have the very charming nickname for Canada. It's a Chai Canada. I've seen it on shirts. Chai Canada. You know, because they can see what's happening. They see how it's moving closer and closer to China. And so many people will say that's just a outright, false, but it's not. It's really not. I keep saying China wasn't always the way that it was. It moved that way. A country never is just a way. It moves towards a certain way. And Canada is moving towards that certain way ever slowly because of this guy solely. And obviously the people who put him in office. Can never forget that. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And then he also talks like, Canada. He speaks like as if he speaks for all of Canada. It's really odd to think the way that he's treated Canadians, the way that he's decided that he is, that he's gonna, close bank accounts and do all sorts of things of that nature, for people just supporting a protest. and then also think in the same breath that when you go throughout the world that you speak for Canada. You might be the representative that was put there, but you definitely don't speak for Canada. There's no way. You don't even speak for the people that voted for you. You're just a representative, and a poor one at that. Very poor one. And also, just to say about this clip and this caption here, what is he going to do? You know? He's upset about the rights. He's upset about what's going on in America. What are you going to do in Canada to prevent that from happening? People are boycotting things. What are you going to do to stop? Like, what if Canadians want to boycott Bud Light the exact same way, which they kind of have a little bit, right? It's not going to impact in the numbers as much as Americans, but there's definitely a sector, Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, certain parts of BC. These places could easily become they're very parallel to the United States in their beliefs, in how they function. They're hardworking farm people. They definitely identify a lot with the American dream and the old way of America. So what are you going to do if they boycott? You going to stop everybody from boycotting? You're going to make everybody, you're going to go into everybody's accounts and send $10 to whatever company is supporting this type of ideology? You're going to force us? You're going to force people? You can't do that. Like, what are you talking about? And then he's also upset about the gender affirming surgeries. Like, really odd things to be mad about as a grown man. Then you're also mad about they're banning drag time, story time in America in preschools. It's not even everywhere, but the places that doing that, applause, of course. Because what he's really saying when he says all that is that he's upset that parents are having a say in what happens with their children. That the government wants parents to have more of a say in what happens with their children. That if a parent says, you know what, I actually don't want my kid participating in that type of story time. That's a bad thing. You're upset that parents have more of a say at what happens to their kids when their kids are at school. Really odd things to be angry about. And really sad to think about what's in store for Canadians. What's in store? What do you have planned? This guy is terrible for the country. Terrible. Just terrible. I really hope that he gets put out of office. I don't know the system, if they have an impeaching thing. This guy needs to be impeached. He needs to leave immediately. He's just no good. He's no good for the country. And America and Canada are so close that it's between him and Biden, it's just geez, man. Something has to give. When both of those guys are out of office, I think all of North America is going to prosper so much more. They're going to have a huge ditch to dig themselves out of, Canada and the United States, but they'll be so much better off. So much better off. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show you guys. Trudeau's upset about things that are not even in his control and shouldn't be in his control, as always. So other than that, I'm out. Like the video. It helps so much. Like the video. Please, please, please. If you found any value, like that video. I'm out.